I was in a situation one time in a war zone in Argentina in the Falklands where my photographer got run down and hit his head and was bleeding from the ear on the concrete, and the army was chasing us. I had to make a decision, and I dragged them off, you know, but at the same time I'm looking around and trying to do my job, but I figured I had to get this guy out of there because that was more important.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, believe it or not, Bill O'Reilly is now embroiled in a controversy, although I think it's mostly a left-wing media-created controversy. They're comparing him to Brian Williams, and that's like comparing, you know, a pea to, I don't know, to a big, huge boulder. But anyway, Joe Concha is nodding his head. Joining us now is Joe Concha, columnist for Mediaite.com, and, of course, host of the Daily Wrap, seen right here on Newsmax TV, immediately following this program. There it is. Hey, that's Joe Concha there. How could you be there and here?
Wow, I look so omnipotent and kind of, I don't know, not likable in that picture.
All right, you could go to the real Joe Concha now. There we go.
Okay.
All right,
so trouble with this earpiece.
So to talk about, there's nothing less to hear.
Okay.
Just us. To talk about the this O'Reilly controversy, he claimed that he was in a war zone in Argentina, which I think he was in Argentina. Mm-hmm. His cameraman did get hit in the head. I think he fell or something. He was bleeding. So where's the problem?
Because this is a partisan witch hunt by probably the most creepy looking guy on television.
David Corn.
David Corn, yeah. He's right up there with like Brent Bozell, like guys that you wouldn't trust your kids with.
You're an equal opportunity creepy then. Yeah. For the record, I don't think either one of them are creepy looking, especially Brent. I love you, Brent.
No, I like Brent. Just not the guy that I would leave at my door. Anyway, point being that obviously, they're going after O'Reilly because he made a statement here that said he was in a war zone. And the war zone was the Falklands.
Right.
Which is way off of Argentina.
Right. But he said he was in a war zone in Argentina.
In Argentina.
Yeah.
Right. And there were protests going on around the war.
Right.
And yes, that cameraman was dragged off.
Right.
And yes, it was violent. So it's semantics. Was it technically a war zone? No.
Right.
Was it anarchy with a war nearby of people that were upset about a war here? I say same thing. And the thing that's different with Brian Williams is Brian Williams says, I conflated, I misremembered. Bill O'Reilly is saying that Corn is an unlikable, lying, despicable, and this story is that, and he's completely on a defensive. He called Mediaite and said, I want to tell you my side of the story.
Good. I mean, if Brian Williams had said, you know, my cameraman got hit in the head with a missile or with a grenade or whatever, and they were shooting at us in the soul. But he did. I mean, he said Argentina, a war zone. There was a war going, and even if this were a lie, which it's not, my God. Mm-hmm. You know, he'd have to have a whole booklet of them to compare to Brian Williams.
It's baseball, right?
And they're not analogous because one does the nightly news and one is an opinion guy.
But even if not, Brian Williams is up something like 14-1 right now.
Just
if
about.
You even accept O'Reilly as that, so this will go away. Mother Jones gets its hits, and all the left wingers will say, "Hey, this is great," and anybody who likes O'Reilly will be like, "It's BS," and it'll go away by Monday.
Now, Allison Williams, who is an actress, she played Peter Pan on that NBC special,
yes, she did.
And she's had some kind of X-rated scenes and the little other thing she's in.
There is no way on this network that we could describe
what
that scene was.
No.
Just don't eat salad tonight.
Mm-hmm. All right. But she's sticking up for her father.
Yes, as any daughter would, right? Think about it. These lies that were told by Brian Williams happened when she was 14, 15, 16 years old. She's in high school. Katrina in Iraq.
Right.
So what does she know? She knows her dad's a famous guy who goes off to work and sometimes he has to go in the field.
Yeah, makes a lot of money.
Yeah. So when somebody says, do you stand by your dad? Well, I have a daughter. I would hope that she would stand by me when all the skeletons eventually come out of my closet. Right? So good for her. Leave her alone. It's the same type of situation that we saw with the Palins. All right? Stay away from Bristol if you're going to talk about Sarah. Stay away from Chelsea if you're going to talk about Hillary.
Right.
It goes across party lines. Keep the kids out of it. I know she's an
adult now, though. That's a difference.
She is. And what's she going to say? I stand by my dad and I love him.
Yeah.
Great.
All
End of story.
All right. Rudy Giuliani. He is, I mean, the media, you would think, I mean, here's the whole thing. First of all, Rudy put his foot in his mouth, I think, when he said, I'm not a racist because Obama's mother is white. What he should have said was, I'm not a racist. I don't care what color the guy is. His policies are outrageous. His upbringing was outrageous. I don't care if a white guy was brought up like that. Instead, his mother's white. That was a mistake, I think. But I don't have a problem with most of the things that Obama said. There's never been Giuliani said there's never been a president who had this kind of upbringing, from the fact that he hung around with Bill Ayers, that he, Reverend Wright, the church, GD America, the whole thing. And now they want, the goal is to get to indict by connection somehow all the Republican presidential candidates.
Right.
That's what they're trying to do.
Because Rudy's running for president.
Right,
That's right. He's not running for president.
And he was in a room with Scott Walker. By the way, Rudy wasn't a speaker. Rudy wasn't even supposed to be there. He was in the area, and he stopped in, and it's an informal round table, a dinner, like 50 people at a table, and he said this at the dinner table.
This is a preview, Steve, of media coverage that you'll see for 2016, just like we saw with Christie and we saw with Paul when they said that, oh, anti-vax, right? And the whole party's anti-vaccination, when that's more of a left-wing talking point.
Or the party of rape, when when the congressman said, rape in 2000.
The guy from Indiana,
yeah.
And that suddenly became that. So, yeah, it's going to be painting everybody with a broad brush when one makes a mistake.
The Daily Wrap, ladies and gentlemen, it's next. Don't you go away. And that's every night at 6 p.m. Eastern right here on the Steve Malzberg, right after the Steve Malzberg show.